Ladies and gentlemen, here we are again, Hudson County View, live at Uncut. I'm your host, Shawn Connors, and we're going to get right to business today. Obviously, with the COVID pandemic still quite obviously upon us, I just want to get straight to the latest information. So speaking of the latest information, let's talk about information from the New Jersey Department of Health. We don't have a county-by-county breakdown ready just yet. If we have it by the end of the show, we will certainly say it. But for now, across the state, we have 99,989 confirmed positive cases of the coronavirus and 5,368 related fatalities. That came during the governor's daily press conference in Trenton. So again, if we have more localized tallies, we will certainly give them to you. And I have some available already, which we'll discuss today. On top of the regular coronavirus update, we also want to talk a little bit specifically about the nursing homes in North Bergen, which is of course related to the coronavirus, but not just data related. So we want to talk about that. We want to talk about Bayonne announcing that they believe that they have flattened the curve. So they have had some good numbers of late. We're going to chat about that. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Jersey City. Obviously a lot of news out of there, like any other week. Just a few minutes before this program, I posted that they're the second city in New Jersey behind Newark to have 4,000 positive coronavirus cases. So certainly that's something that everyone that is in Jersey City and the surrounding area would want to be aware of. We're also going to talk about the Western Edge redevelopment plan. While this was a Hoboken project, this drew the ire of some officials from outside the Mile Square City. So all that and maybe a little more, but first we're going to take a commercial break.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
Hudson County View, live at Uncut, Shawn Connors. So first, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the Peninsula City. Obviously, you guys know that's Bayonne. So Mayor Jimmy Davis said in a Facebook Live video that was also, I believe, later uploaded to YouTube, that we have hit the plateau. We have gotten it to the point where we have flattened out the curve, but we need to keep it going. We need to keep doing what we're doing. We need to keep the social distancing going. So as of yesterday, there were 572 active cases in Bayonne, 41 fatalities, and 153 recoveries. I know a lot of people have asked me about recoveries, but only not even a handful, maybe 3 or 4 municipalities have been disclosing that on a daily basis. And Bayonne is, of course, one of them. Now, you may have also seen that we reported that Sunday into Monday, Bayonne was the first Hudson County municipality to report an actual drop in cases in a 24-hour period. We've seen Hoboken now 3 days in a row, only single-digit cases reported, which is obviously a great sign too. But Bayonne looks like they have seen the top hit the crescendo, if you will. And we also heard a little bit from the chief of Mccabe Ambulances, Michael Mccabe, and he put some of this into context. So we're going to play you the whole clip so you guys have a complete idea what's happening here in Bayonne, and then we're going to take another commercial.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope this all finds you well. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. Usually, I'll stand here and talk with everyone and let you know what's going on with the city, with the COVID-19 and the coronavirus and other things that are going on in the city. Today I'm going to actually have someone from McCabe's Ambulance, Mike Mccabe, the chief of McCabe's Ambulance, someone who is endeared to the city of Bayonne, his whole family, from his dad, Mickey. McCabe's Ambulance is one of the groups that are in the trenches throughout this coronavirus, and I think the people of Bayonne need to hear from someone other than me. But before that, let's just keep doing our social distancing. We have hit the plateau. We have gotten it to the point where we have flattened out the curve. But we need to keep going. We need to keep doing what we're doing. We need to keep the social distancing going. We need to protect those who are vulnerable. And that's why we have to continue going and continue staying strong. But today, what I'm going to talk about is for Saturday, April 25th. This Saturday, we're going to do Earth Day. Earth Day in Bayonne this year is going to be a lot different. And what I want everybody to do is I want everybody to come out of your house, get some fresh air, bring a broom, bring a shovel, sweep up the front of your house, sweep your sidewalk, sweep your curb line, clean it up, put it in the garbage. Take your garbage bag, put it with your regular garbage. We will pick it up when you put your garbage out. This is what we need to do for our city. This is our city. This is where we live. This is where we shop. This is where we go out to eat. And I know we can't go out to eat right now, but this is what we need to do to make our city look that much better, because it's ours. It's where we live. And I want everyone to try and participate, if you can, participate on Saturday by just cleaning up the front of your house. It's a simple, simple task for each one of us to do. Just go outside, sweep your sidewalk, sweep your curb line. If you have neighbors who are elderly or who are vulnerable because of COVID-19, I want you to do theirs too. And the biggest thing I want you to do is take pictures, take video of you and your family doing that, of your children doing that. Send them to me, because we're going to make a collage out of this. And we're going to show the rest of the state and the rest of the country what it's like to be a real community, and a community that sticks together. So with that being said, I'm going to bring in Mike Mccabe now from McCabe's Ambulance, a dear friend of mine, a dear friend of everybody in the city of Bayonne, because we all love McCabe's Ambulance. And this is someone who is in the trenches and knows what's going on firsthand with COVID-19. So ladies and gentlemen, Mike Mccabe.
Thank you, Mary Davis, for having me, and good afternoon, Bayonne. At the outset, I want to start by thanking the citizens of Bayonne for the incredible love and support that they have shown to the men and women of Mccabe Ambulance over the last 6 weeks. The daily donations of food, masks, gowns, and just the well wishes shown to us via social media has been overwhelming and moving. These acts of kindness are what make Bayonne such a special place. All I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to take a moment to personally thank my staff for their Herculean efforts throughout this crisis. I am not embellishing when I say that I have never been prouder of a group of professionals than I have been of these EMTs, paramedics, and nurses. The word hero is often thrown around very loosely, and those that run calls in EMS day in and day out often do so out of the public eye and with very little fanfare. These people are heroes. They have given of themselves to the community with no regard for the well-being of themselves or that of their families that they go home to. Since the beginning, I have been labeling them as frontline warriors. They have earned every right to carry this title. Thank you for your service. Bayonne is incredibly lucky to have you. As we move into our 7th week of what feels like an eternity, there are some promising signs to be optimistic about. The number of COVID-19 related responses is decreasing. 4 weeks ago, the surge we were experiencing was something like we had never seen. It was difficult keeping up with the demand. Our units were running nonstop, 24 hours a day, and the call volume transitioned to predominantly all COVID cases. Our hospital was overwhelmed. Additional treatment areas were established, and the staff at Bayonne Medical Center bravely continued to fight this invisible enemy, creating ICU space in every corner of the hospital. More acts of heroism. As a frame of reference, in the first week of April, we consistently responded to 20 to 30 calls for service a day for COVID-related illness. This week, we are seeing a daily number in the range of 5 to 8. Yes, this is very encouraging, but we must refrain from celebrating just yet. Despite there being far less calls for service, the virus is still very much active. The decrease that we are seeing is directly related to the measures put in place at the state level and here in Bayonne under the direction of Mayor Davis. The community is doing a fantastic job flattening the curve, and we must continue to exercise these distancing protocols, or we run the risk of seeing another surge that frankly could be worse than the initial. I want to be clear. Our 911 system here in Bayonne is fully operational. We are prepared to respond to any medical emergency, COVID-19 related or not. Our emergency medical dispatchers are working tirelessly to ensure the safety of our citizens, as well as our EMTs and first responders. Should you call 911, there are a few things that you should be aware of. First, our call takers will be extremely specific with their questions. They will be direct about any COVID-19 symptoms being present or any history of COVID-19 in the household. These questions are asked for the protection of our responding EMS professionals as well as our police and fire counterparts. Additionally, we are instructing callers to meet us at the door if they can manage. Once again, this is being done to avoid any unnecessary exposure. Obviously, the patients that cannot physically walk to the door will not be expected to. If you are calling due to COVID-19 symptoms, once arriving units get to your house, our EMTs will put on their full PPE outside of your residence. This may cause a slight delay in entry, but again, is necessary to avoid exposure or contaminate the responders. You should know that we are working tirelessly to ensure that there is no cross-contamination of non-COVID patients who may need to utilize EMS. Our ambulances are electrostatically sprayed with an antiviral solution after every call that we encounter a positive or presumed positive COVID patient. The safety of our responders, as well as our patients and citizens, have always been and always will be the priority. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We must remain vigilant, disciplined, optimistic, and grateful. During the worst times, Bayonne always rises to the challenge. We are stronger today than we were before this, and we learned that the power of our community and the public servants that work here will always outlast any difficult time. Thank you, Bayonne, for all that you have done to support us. Stay healthy, and we will all celebrate together soon.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live.
Hudson County View live at Uncut. Chad Arhidus. So you guys have probably read a couple reports by one of my colleagues and my friend Corey McDonald about unemployment in Hudson County. I wish I had more to tell you. I wish I could tell you here's a secret number, or here's an email, or a phone number that you could text or call or message. But unfortunately, I don't have anything like that. All I can tell you is the governor did address this during his daily address today. So let me give you a little color on that. So he said, the New Jersey Department of Labor reported this morning that an additional 140,000 New Jerseyans filed for unemployment last week. $1 billion in unemployment benefits have now been distributed since this emergency began a little more than a month ago. Since March 15th, more than 858,000 New Jerseyans have filed for unemployment benefits. 1 year ago, that total number collecting unemployment was only $84,000. The New Jersey Department of Labor continues to do everything it can to streamline processes and ensure that all claims are handled quickly. Remember, no one will be denied 1 penny of the unemployment benefits they deserve. So, again, I wish there was a magic something or other I could give you, whether it be a number, email, etc. Unfortunately, I don't have that. It doesn't look like the state has that, but they are aware of it. They are working on it. So for those of you that unfortunately are out of work right now, I would just tell you to be persistent, keep trying, and sooner or later you'll get through. At least that's what they seem to be indicating here. So I wish I had more on that, but it's something we're going to keep a close eye on. Now, with the Trenton, New Jersey aspect of this out of the way, let's talk a little about Jersey City. There's been so many stories in the past week. It'd be impossible to tell you all. But let's just stick with the COVID stats for a moment. So just a couple minutes before this broadcast, I published a story that said the city of Jersey City now has 4,206 cases of COVID-19 and 239 deaths, though the deaths were as of Tuesday. So, obviously that's a pretty big number. It's the second most in New Jersey behind only Newark. And I can tell you what their number is in just a moment. They're at, 4,458 and 307 deaths. Also on Jersey City, the data that's been compiled by the city government shows that they have 19.3% of their cases in the 31 to 40 age bracket, that the average age of the deceased is 66. Now, people ask me about stats all the time, and like I touched on a moment ago, or a few moments ago, really, at the beginning of the show, not many municipalities are releasing their recovery stats, but I'll give you some anyway. I'm going to go through the whole list for you. So, as of 1:30, these are the disclosed tallies per municipality. Union City, 2,144 cases, 103 deaths. North Bergen, 1,791 cases, 110 deaths. West New York, 1,353 cases, 67 deaths. Kearney, 674 cases, 33 deaths. Bayonne, 572 cases, 41 deaths, 153 recoveries. I know you probably saw that earlier, but nevertheless. Hoboken, 404 cases, 22 deaths. Secaucus, 347 cases, 13 deaths. Harrison, 242 cases, 9 deaths. Weehawken, 229 cases, 10 deaths, 117 recoveries. Guttenberg, 145 cases and 17 deaths. And interestingly, in East Newark, we're seeing a recovery rate that is quite remarkable. Obviously, they're a smaller municipality, but 40 cases, 4 deaths, and 36 recoveries already. So, that's pretty interesting. So, I know a lot of you don't just want to hear about stats, but I know a lot of you do. So trying to meet everyone in the middle here. So let's talk a little bit about the financial impact of COVID-19, specifically in Jersey City. So in the past 24 hours, you've seen Mayor Fulop come out against 2 things, and they're kind of related. One, which was today, was the Open Space Trust Fund. You remember that voters approved this at a referendum in 2016. And he says if this is eliminated, this will save taxpayers about $1 million. And on top of that, yesterday he called for the arts and culture referendum, which would have been about a 1% tax that went towards, arts and culture in the city, to also be removed from the November ballot. Of course, Jersey City, like everywhere else in the country, really is getting hit hard by COVID-19, but he's trying to save money. The city, the directors, the regular level employees, everybody, it seems to be, anyway, working together to try to cut costs everywhere they can. We saw, I think it was earlier this month, but it could have been March, but recently we saw that Mayor Fulop announced that there's a $70 billion shortfall expected, about $50 billion in lost revenues and $20 million in overtime. So, that's obviously a pretty big number. It looks like layoffs are probable, though like everybody says in these types of circumstances, that's a last resort. So far, there's only been one municipality to talk about layoffs, and that's Hoboken. But we'll get to that when we come back from this commercial break.
Most women who give birth recover without problems, but any woman can have complications after the birth of a baby. Learn the post-birth warning signs, such as fever, headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, increased bleeding, or thoughts of hurting yourself or someone else. Knowing these can save your life or the life of someone that you love. Trust your instincts. If you feel something is wrong, call and get evaluated by your healthcare provider. If your symptoms get worse or you do not hear back from your physician, call 911 or go to the nearest emergency room.
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Pinto Properties, building Jersey City forever.
Hudson County View live at Uncut, John R. Highness. So again, the financial strains that we're seeing not only in the county and these cities, but across the country from COVID-19 are, they can't be overstated. I mean, we've seen Senator Menendez in a bipartisan bill with Louisiana federal representative Bill Cassidy put up a $500 million state and local government relief plan. Of course, that's pending a vote and really still pending an introduction, but that's something that a lot of municipalities like Jersey City and like Hoboken would certainly like to be able to take advantage of when they're just getting ravaged during this public health emergency. So with that said, I told you we were going to talk a little about Hoboken and these layoffs. So you remember about January, it looked like there was going to be a significant number of layoffs. We heard that there was going to be at least a $7 million budget shortfall. And we've heard that number as high as 14 million. We've heard that number drop back down to something more like 11.5 or 12 million. So, of course, it's all a moot point now because that number's certainly been extrapolated significantly, of course, due to the pandemic. So, having said that, about a month ago, maybe a month and a half, it looked like there was going to be 79 employees. It looked like 79 employees received a layoff notice. It wasn't clear how many were going to lose their jobs. But on Friday, the city of Hoboken announced that it's going to be 26 that will receive that effective May 7th. So check out this statement from Mayor Ravi Bala. While my administration has been working tirelessly to address previous budgetary challenges and has made progress to this effect, the pandemic and our fiscal standing makes it extremely difficult to withstand such a major impact without layoffs in City Hall. So, as you can imagine, not everybody was too thrilled to hear about that. We know First Ward Councilman Mike DeFusco, not happy. Second Ward Councilwoman Tiffany Fisher, while more measured in her response, felt like that the council was left out in the cold in this one. It didn't really get a chance to properly weigh in. And we also heard from the head of one of Hoboken's municipal employee unions, and I thought that was a very direct, let's just call it a very direct, and I'll call it a fiery response. So this is from Hoboken Municipal Employees Association President Diane Nieves. And she said, "We're disappointed that the city, instead of requesting an extension of the layoff plan, chose to issue layoff notices to city employees during this uncertain time. The city listed employees because they were deemed not essential, yet during this crisis, these employees are still working so that the city could function. The layoff list also clearly targets me, the union representative, in retaliation for opposing the layoffs and for not blindly accepting the awful medical plan that the city was demanding." So obviously there's a lot of strong feelings here. It's no secret to any of you that nobody is gleeful about layoffs. It's not something that's glamorous. I mean, I think it's something that is avoided at all costs in most municipal governments that I've come across from near and afar. But, when we're looking at these multi-million-dollar deficits, I hate to say it, but I mean, you can't be surprised. I mean, I can't imagine that this is not going to become a trend, not just in Hudson County, but throughout New Jersey, regardless of what sorts of stimulus plan or plans that we see. So with that, we're going to take one more commercial break, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the Jersey City Heights. Be right back.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
Hudson County View, live at Uncut, John R. Highness. So really, there's so many things that I wanted to get through, but I'm going to make it three more, so we're going to do a little bit of hurry-up offense here. But like I said, we're going to talk Jersey City Heights. So as you all know, and I hope all of you have seen our tribute to the late Ward D. Councilman Michael Youd. That was April 6th. It feels like it was just yesterday that he passed, tragically. But due to state statute, there's only 30 days to appoint a replacement to the seat. And on Monday, that measure was in front of the Jersey City Council at their caucus meeting, but it was pulled by the administration. So it looks like they're going to wait until May 6th, which is the last day they would be able to do it anyway. And coincidentally, that's when a meeting was scheduled. So let's talk about a little about who's in contention for the seat. We've heard of Patrick Ambrosi and Cynthia Hadjiadis. They're two former key members of Young's 2013 campaign. And my understanding is Cynthia is also an attorney. And Patrick, I know, is a member of the Hudson County Young Democrats. We've also heard from the Riverview Neighborhood Association President Jocelyn Patrick, who interestingly said that she would be interested in the appointment but would run in the special election in November. So you don't see that very often, and it's certainly worth noting. And I think one person that we've all talked about is Shawn Connors, a former assemblyman, a former Board of Education trustee, and he's also a retired Jersey City police detective that now works as a liaison for the Hudson County Sheriff's Office. Now, in my opinion, the most interesting name to enter the field this week is Juby Carroll. He's a deputy chief of police. He's been with the Jersey City Police Department since 1995. And for some of our old school readers and viewers, you'll remember that he was a close ally of Glenn Cunningham and Lou Manzo before my time, for the most part. But he gave Billy Gohan, another beloved Heights councilman, certainly may he rest in peace as well, a run for his money back in 2009. So his name is now under contention, and others that have expressed an interest, whether publicly or privately. We have Sean Sully Thomas Sullivan. He's a former Jersey City Democratic Organization chair. We have David Cruz. He's a Heights ward leader. And we have also seen consideration from quite a few others. I mean, I think those are the main candidates, though. And I also pointed out that this is something we saw in 2016 in Ward B. So we really just have a moment here. So just in a nutshell, North Bergen, you guys have heard, had the most cases of fatal COVID-19 in their nursing homes. 110 deaths, 66 out of their long-term care facilities. So Mayor Sacco said, we would like to thank North Hudson Community Action Corporation for partnering with us to provide testing kits for our long-term testing facilities. These facilities have been hit the hardest in our town by COVID-19. The tests will provide us with a better picture of how widespread the disease is and how we can then work closely with the management to determine the best course of action to protect the workers and patients alike at these facilities. In short, every single patient at these nursing homes will now get a COVID-19 test, so that's a good collaborative effort between the township and the North Hudson Community Action Corporation. It's probably overdue, but these are uncertain times, needless to tell any of you. Finally, I want to talk about the Western Edge redevelopment plan. This was approved by the Hoboken City Council last Wednesday. It's a large-scale project. It's 15 to 20-story hotel, 13 to 18-story residential building, and it would be right on the Union City, it would be close, I should say, to the Union City and Jersey City Heights border. So there was a lot of chatter, as we first reported, that Mayor Stephen Fulop and State Senator Stack were not exactly enthused about this project. There was a deleted Facebook post earlier today from Mayor Fulop that said, this project will go above the Palisade Cliff line, ... It is really unconscionable to sneak in a massive zoning change during a pandemic. However, since then, he's backed off and said that he's willing to work with the mayor, and State Senator Stack has said something similar. So this development on the cliffs is something that is going to have attention of a lot of politicos in Jersey City, Hoboken, and Union City for many days, and I'm sure weeks to come. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. I know there's a lot of things you could be watching or doing right now. Thank you for your time. Everybody stay safe. We'll see you next week.